to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
All in my eye.
That's what she said. Welcome in to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
That's me.
You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can go there, click the buttons, go to Apple and Spotify and YouTube and Facebook. You can go to those places and give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever it requires. You can also listen directly from the website if you prefer. We have an embedded player. But wherever you go, make sure you give us, if you can give us a review, we'd love it. But anything that you can do to let us know you were there would be appreciative. I think I said that right.
So appreciative. Yes. Correct. Enunciation. We got it.
So week 1 is in the books. We are rolling into week 2 now. We still don't really have a firm grasp on some of these teams and what they're going to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions still.
Yeah, so we're still trying to figure out patterns and trends and whatnot, but we're going to do our best to pick it up and put it down the best that we can, or just an average, the best that we can do it averagely.
Just averagely put down and pick up. Yeah, exactly.
Summertime average, of course.
Oh, it's that time. This is the best time.
Yeah, we're
when
getting
it's summertime.
We're getting into
average.
the autumn time average,
which is still okay. It's acceptable. It still
the
falls into
worst is
average.
wintertime average.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
But so we're going to roll through. We got some news today. We're going to go over some key games. We got a new segment we're going to unveil in honor of Bus. He is not here, but he did send us his stuff, so we're going to unveil that when we do our don'ts and our Baker's bottoms and whatnot. So that's going to be fun, and then we're going to, of course, we'll got our smashes for the week, and then we're going to close out with our DFS lineups. I hope no one played our lineups last week.
Yeah,
because they were garbage cans.
Well, I will say this: at least I won.
Yeah, against me.
I know, but that's all that matters right now. I mean, don't go with what,
as they say, it was a battle of attrition.
It was worse than that. I think it was a battle of trash cans.
Absolutely. All right, so we are going to go ahead and kick it off with some super intense news. I want to let it run a little bit longer because it's super intense.
But keep going.
So let's see. The big news is, of course, Brock Purdy is looking like he's going to miss 3 to 5 weeks.
I saw 2 to 5, but yeah, no,
or 2 to 5, yeah,
turf toe and shoulder,
and then shoulder issue. So I mean, it still has not been confirmed by the team. He's still listed as doubtful.
Yeah,
and Shanahan did say it would be a long shot for him to play this week, but we fully expect Mac Jones to be the starter this week when they go to play New Orleans.
I've got. Yeah, it sounds
yes,
right.
I think it's playing New Orleans.
Yeah.
No, they're not playing New Orleans. Who are they playing?
I had it written down.
I think it is New Orleans.
I think you. It sounded like
it
you were
is New
correct
Orleans.
in my head, so I didn't want to question it.
Because that's one reason I went out and got their defense, because they're playing New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, then that makes sense. Yeah, definitely.
I was convinced. I convinced myself, and then I unconvinced myself. So he's going to be most likely out.
Kittle's to the IR. I don't know if we said that last time. He was out. When he was out last time, but he's on the IR now.
Or Tuesday, yeah. So he's on the IR. So we're going to see if Tonges is going to be the guy there, or is Luke Farrell going to be the guy? We'll find out. Everyone seems to think it's going to be Mr. Tongue.
Tonges.
Yeah.
I like saying Tonges just because it doesn't feel right when you read it.
It does not.
It does not feel right at all, right?
No, the word doesn't feel like a real word.
It's like Yoshibas, the Yoshibas, the wide receiver for the Cincinnati. It's like you see his name and you're like Yakabakadiki or whatever. But then,
well, at least Tong just looks like you look like you're like Tongs.
Yeah,
no, Tongs.
Tongs is,
but at least the letters make sense.
Yeah,
when I look at Yoshivas, I'm like that.
Yeah.
Those aren't the same thing.
Where did they get that from? Yeah, no, it just doesn't feel right saying it like that while you read it. If I hear the name, I can repeat it all day long. But if I have to read it, it feels like I'm doing something wrong.
Juwan Jennings did not practice today. Let's see. Will Shipley has some broken ribs. So even though they said the trade wasn't because of the Will Shipley injury when they traded to get Bigsby, it seems like
it might have been because of that.
Might have been. Christian Kirk also still not practicing. Brock Bowers did not practice. Now, he said he's not concerned about his knee, but he's also not practicing. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that. Let's see. Goddard did not practice, and it's looking more and more like he might miss a week. Isaiah likely still not practicing. Darren Waller. This is so stupid, dude.
I got him. Yeah,
it's stupid. Mike McDaniels came out and said that they're hopeful he'll get out there this season or something to that. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
No, right.
This is I don't know, man. Miami is, and it is an absolute train wreck dumpster fire.
It's some bad stuff going on there. Yeah,
there's bad vibes all over the Dolphins right now.
Yes.
To be expected, Godwin did not practice either. They were talking 5 weeks.
Yeah. So. Godwin, yeah, definitely.
Some limited. Well, here's a full practice. Evan Ingram had a full practice today, so that's good news.
Yes.
Let's see. James Cook had a full practice. So did Malik Neighbors. So those guys seem to be good to go. But we still have some limited. Worthy was limited with the dislocated shoulder. He's going to try to play this week. So if he can get out this week, that'd be pretty tough. It's a pretty big hit.
I mean, seeing the wincing on his face on the sideline.
Most dislocations, you miss a week or two where you get that while it heals a little bit before they go send you out there that brace. So.
Yeah.
See, Keyshawn Booty was limited. Jalen Waddle. Darnell Mooney, Drake London, and Wan'Dale Robinson all were limited today as well. So you just want to keep an eye on that. And then Quinshon Judkins was at practice. He missed practice yesterday because they went and met with the NFL about his suspension or possible suspension. No news regarding that is out, but he was at practice today. So I imagine they're unless they come out in the next day or so and say, okay, we're going to suspend him now, he's probably going to play this week.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But so there it is. There's news for now. Just keep an eye on your players. Make sure your alerts on and all that because and make sure you're protecting yourself because the Monday night game. I think Vegas there's somebody that's injured. I was just looking at it. Let me pull it back up. They're playing the Monday night game, so you need to make sure you're protected for that. So whatever you got to do, especially if you're in a fab league that doesn't run like I try to in the fab leagues that I run. I try to set it up that free agency is Sunday after waivers clear, and then Monday as well. But some leagues, like a lot of leagues I play in, don't do that. And so if you roll into Monday and then they come out and say, yeah, it's the Raiders. So if they roll into Monday and they come out Monday morning or Monday afternoon and they say Bowers is out and you don't have a backup tight end, you're not going to be able to get one if you're in a fab league that runs daily waivers. So, these are things you just need to try to make sure you're prepared for going into the weekend. And let's see if I would say, I don't know if it really works with Bowers. Depends on what other tight ends you have, but you could, and what other flex options you have, but you could move Bowers into your flex. And if you have some other tight end, like a Juwan Johnson or somebody, that's probably going to get some play this week.
I'd just go grab Mayer.
That would be good.
I think he got 4 targets in the absence of Bowers. Call. And I mean, at this point,
I would just grab Mayer if you can stow him on your bench.
And just stow him down there. I mean, I've done it in 2 leagues that I have Brock Bowers just because, I mean, it's one of those where I saw him get some targets with Brock when he went out.
Yeah.
So he's still going to get used. It's not going to be Bowers' numbers.
Right.
And you may get lucky and grab somebody else in the place of it that's going to play on Sunday, and you risk not playing Bowers. But
that's tough. Yeah, that way if you want to ride Bowers all the way to the last minute, you can if you got
Mayer. And that's a good cut.
And Mayer is most likely on waivers.
Exactly. He's only owned in like 4% of leagues. Like he was in contention for Baker's Bottoms this week,
right?
But I did want to bring it up at Baker's.
I mean,
Bottoms,
if you want to get a little crazy, you can maybe. I'm sure Disley's also on waivers. So if Mayer's not on waivers and you still want to ride it till Monday, Disley's out there, you run the risk of getting goosed with Disley, but he did get a catch last week. I think he got like 2 fantasy points. So there is the potential that if Disley's there, he could, or even Conklin, they could get you some targets and keep you from getting goosed.
I'd probably grab Conklin over Disley. He got more target share. He played the higher percentage of the game.
I just saw Conklin get picked up on some teams this week. So I'm, but whatever,
whatever's available.
Yeah. So any of those 3, I would list it Mayer, Conklin, and Disley. If you need, that way you can go, because you don't want to bench Bauer if they go all the way to questionable. Hopefully you get some news tomorrow at practice and they come out and they say he's good to go. We don't have to. You don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about nothing. Yeah, exactly.
But if they're going to go all the way through with him being questionable, you don't want to play somebody on Sunday who goes out and gets you 6 fantasy points. And then Monday they say Bauer's good to go, and he drops 30.
30, yeah. Exactly.
And you end up losing your fantasy league by 14 points or something, and you're like, son of a.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would definitely that was a good call on that. All right, well there it is on that. So from that, let's head into give me a sounder for that fits like going into the key games.
Key games. This is going to be my go-to all the time, man.
I like that.
I like to play it just in general. Just every once in a while, I'm going to throw it out there. It's a good feel-good song. It is.
We'll talk about tonight's game, even though it's going to, by the time you guys listen to this, it's already going to be played. But you got the Commanders at the Packers. I think it's going to be a good game. The Packers defense is really good, but I think Jaden Daniel is somebody who can overcome really good defenses, much like what Josh Allen and Lamar can do. I think he's on that level. I'm interested to see.
This will be a good test with Parsons' second game with Green Bay, and with him, he ran wild.
Well, he was been questionable. They just came out right before we went on air and said that he's now gone from questionable to healthy.
Good to go.
He's dealing with something.
It's probably still that back. He's been dealing with the back tightness or whatever since before the trade, really. But now with the trade, I know he's been dealing with a lot of that. But he looked good out there last week. So,
but of course you're playing Daniels, and then the backfield is the real question here. Is Krosky Merritt looks to be the juice back there. He looks like he's the one that you got all the upside. Eckler didn't really get a ton of work. He carried the ball 6 times last week. He caught the ball 3 times. So he had a okay fantasy week.
Yeah.
But Krosky Merritt was really the guy. He had 10 carries, 82 yards. He got a touchdown. He did get 1 target, didn't catch it, but he only played 33% of the snaps and got that amount of work. So it's like it felt like if he was out there, he was getting the ball majority of the time. And so they may, if they increase that, if they start getting him up closer to 40, 50%, and you could really see him start solidifying himself as the primary runner out of that backfield. So that's gonna be interesting to see. And then we want to see if Terry McLaurin can bounce back from last week. It was if he'd have caught that long touchdown that was a few yards too far. Of course, it would have been a whole different story. But because of that, it was not a good week for McLaurin. But I'm not really sweating it too much.
Me neither. It's everybody talks the curse when they're debate contract before seasons come in, and now all of a sudden you got a bad week off the rip. But I think it's gonna turn around.
Deebo Samuel looked great last week, so he's obviously going to be in your lineups. I think he's kind of rejuvenated. Zach Ertz, you're playing him for sure. On the other side of the ball, Jordan Love. Washington's defense isn't great, and what you got to hope is if Washington can push Green Bay, that'll force Jordan Love to pass. But if their defense is going to stifle Washington, then Jordan Love could just not have a good week because he doesn't need to.
Doesn't have to. And that's in that case, Jacobs all day long.
Yeah, Jacob. I mean, you're going to play them both if you got them for the most part. I would be tempted to play T-Law or somebody like that over Love this week. Even though I think Love's a better QB.
The game script's going to, dictate that. I mean, you're looking at a game where Jordan Love could easily only be out there 30% of the game, where T-Law could be out there 60% of the game.
Yeah.
And, Bengals defense is bun, so that's who T-Law plays.
I'm sorry. I was trying to figure. I was like, wait a minute, but I did bring up Trevor. But you're playing Jacobs like you said, and then the wide receiver room is really where it's like I don't know what to do. I think Reed's the only one I'm comfortable playing if he's healthy and he's out there. Of course, he's dealing with the Jones fracture, so I think he's going to play. It's just going to be questionable all the way up till game time. tonight. So to me, he's the guy to play. And then Tucker Kraft is really the pass catcher. I think that is the main pass catcher for them right now. They're most
comfortable one, yeah. The one I would feel most comfortable playing, anyways. Yeah.
Yep. So there's that. So we'll move on to the Sunday games. You got Cleveland at Baltimore. This will be a real good. This will be an interesting thing to see if Cleveland can push Baltimore's defense, and we can figure out is their defense bad, or were the Bills just really, really good?
Yeah,
And so because after giving up 40-something points, you have to think Cleveland should be able to do something against them.
They should be able to put 20 up. Flacco could throw the ball around.
Yeah, and it's not like Flacco's scared of Baltimore. That's his old team.
Exactly.
So, and he's been playing in the North for 100 years,
or 98, I think. Yeah.
So I'm still going to fade him in fantasy. I wouldn't be too comfortable playing Flacco if I had better options. The backfield here, we'll talk more about this later, but I'm personally, even if I hear Judkins is playing this week, I'm fading it all. I don't want to play anybody else.
None of them?
Maybe Samson.
You don't think Samson's going to get them 7-8 targets again?
In a deeper league, yeah. I mean, he would be the only one, to be completely honest with you. I don't want to play Ford.
Yeah, I'm fading Ford entirely.
Right.
And I wouldn't trust Judkins. He hasn't had enough time with the team.
Yeah.
He hasn't hit the playbook.
Today's his first day practicing with him.
Yeah.
He could go out there and dominate, and then I look like an idiot. But I want to see it before I. But I've already seen Samson, get that pass catching work. So he'd be the only one, and it would just depend on how deep the league is, what my other options are. But let's see, Jerry Jeudy. I'm not too concerned, but I will say this: every game that Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy have played together, Cedric Tillman's outscored him fantasy points.
That sounds about right. I don't like to say it, but it sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We're going to figure out, is Tillman the guy back there, or is Jeudy? But I'm willing to play either one of them, and then that's it. Then I'm willing to play both tight ends. Njoku and Fanning. Yeah, so I think those are your four receivers. Those are the only four on this team that I would play in a lineup. And then on the other side of the ball, it's Lamar. We don't really need to talk. He's in your lineup. Derrick Henry's in your lineup. Zay Flowers is in your lineup.
He's a lock. I mean, after last week, it was the Bills' soft defense, but he looked really good. Like it was.
He did. He looked
really
super solid. He looked like a number one receiver last week.
He did.
And then I don't know. Again, it depends on how deep the leagues are and what your other options are. But if I look on the other side, for example, would you play Rashad Bateman or Samson on the other side in a flex?
I'd probably play Samson.
Because last week, Bateman had 4 targets, caught 2 of them. He only got you 3 fantasy points.
Samson got you like 16 or 15, I think. But he had like 6 targets for 6 catches for 74 yards or something crazy. But
what about D-Hop or Samson? D-Hop only got 2 targets last week, but one of them was a touchdown.
Yeah, one of them was a touchdown. That's that red zone. He's always going to be that threat, though.
He is. And I think he's going to become – I think by the end of the season, it's going to be Flowers and Hopkins, as long as he stays healthy.
He's going to be their new tight end. He's the new Mark Andrews.
I'm fading Andrews if I can.
I'm over Andrews. We tried the whole, is it going to be this week, next week, last year, and after week 1, I'm not even going to chance it.
I mean,
anymore.
he started slow last year and then came on, but I don't. I'm just tired of it. I would play either tight end on the other side over him.
Yes,
to be honest with you.
Same here.
And that's really it in that game. Let's see. Let's move to we talked a little bit about it. The Jaguars at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's defense is straight booty hole.
Yes.
And so I'm playing Trevor. I'm playing Travis Etienne. I'm playing Brian Thomas. I'm playing Travis Hunter. And then you got to figure out, are you going to play Bashaw Tootin? He's the second guy up. Last week, he only rushed the ball 3 times. Are they going to use him more? Do you want to see it before you put him out there?
I do. I don't think he's going to come in and take over like we saw with Bigsby when he came in and not take over, but get that much work and do what I haven't seen. After week 1, I haven't seen him do as well as I saw Bigsby do when he came out for week 1, I guess would be the thing. I mean, we'll talk about the third back too later as far as Baker's bottoms are concerned. But hint.
But outside of Thomas and Hunter, I'm not playing any of these pass catchers either. Diami Brown, maybe if I'm desperate.
Super deep. I mean, he was my Baker's bottom last week.
Yeah, he had 4 targets, 3 catches last week. He also ran the ball 2 times for 6 yards. So, I mean, they used him. He played 71% of the snaps.
He's always out there. So it's an option, but it's a Baker's bottom option. It's not like it's a desperation.
You're going to hold your nose and do it. I would rather play Sampson over him.
Yes. True.
But I would probably play him over Bateman, maybe.
I probably would, just because of the touchdown upside in this game.
Right.
Like against the Bengals.
Bateman also has touchdown upside because he gets them deep. But he's one of those, he may only get 2 passes and one might be an 80-yard bomb.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like against the Browns, I feel like it's less likely for Bateman to get a touchdown rather than Diami against the Bengals.
True that. I can get down with that. We'll talk more about Benton Strange, but yeah, I'm definitely willing to put him out there. Cincinnati has been the worst team against tight ends all last season and starting this season. Last year they were like 30. I think they were the last.
That makes
and then
sense.
After week 1, they were 29th last week.
No, that makes sense.
Yes.
And the other 3 teams didn't even have a tight end to play against them, so that's probably what it was.
So yeah, they don't know how to protect or they don't know how to guard tight ends in Cincinnati. I don't really know how to guard anybody, but especially tight ends.
That's true.
Joe Burrow's in your lineup. Chase Brown's in your lineup. Jamar Chase in your lineup. T. Higgins in your lineup. Los Savas, not Yoshivas, it's Los Savas. But no, I'm not playing any other pass catcher besides Higgins or Chase.
Exactly.
Not even the tight ends. I mean, one of them will probably be serviceable. One of them will probably have a top 12 week, Gesicki or Fant. I just don't know which one.
He's on Baker's bottoms. I'll tell you which one later.
Oh, Sample?
No. He's owned a lot less. Noah Fant is owned in same percentage as Noah Fant, as Drew Sample, 4% of the league. So.
Gotcha.
But he's on Baker's bottom as well.
I would. If I was going to play one, it would be Fant.
Yeah, well, I mean, his usage last week tells it. 50% of the snaps, he had 5 targets. So I mean, he had more targets than Jamar Chase.
He played more snaps. He got more targets, and he scored more points than Gesicki. He's a better tight end than Gesicki all around.
Blocking, catching, everything.
I mean, I don't think he's great at blocking, but Gesicki is atrocious at blocking.
Yeah,
so.
And he had the same amount of targets as Jamar Chase, not more. Excuse me, but the same amount of targets. And it's going to be a different game. This is the Jaguars. So I mean, I think everybody's going to eat here, but if I had to pick one as far as tight ends go, I'm definitely riding Fant. So.
All right, we're going to skip a few. We're going to hit the Bills at the Jets. This game is interesting to me.
Game.
Yeah, I want to see if the Jets are for real. But yeah, okay, we're playing Josh Allen, playing James Cook. I was really, really happy. Happy's really not. I wasn't like happy, but I was impressed with how much work Keon Coleman got last week.
Yeah.
And I think that I really hope that it continues in that direction. He had 11 targets. He caught 8 of them for 112 yards and a touchdown.
That's good numbers. A lot of that was in the second half.
That's wide receiver 1 type numbers.
Well, like you said too, a lot of that came on the second half of the game, and that was making that comeback in that end of it. He really showed out and showed up when it mattered.
Absolutely.
And that's really what was impressive to me. It seemed soft in the beginning of the game. All their pass catching seemed soft in the beginning of the game. But even Josh Palmer, he made a couple catches that were like, dude, you didn't ever do that for freaking the Chargers over there. So, it was a.
You got to hope if you're going to play. Like I would play him. I would play Shakir. Shakir had 9 targets, caught 6 of them for 64 yards. He had a decent fantasy week in a full PPR.
Yep.
I would play both of them. If you play Palmer, what you're hoping the Jets can push the Bills. If the Bills get out to a big lead, I don't know that they're gonna need to spread the ball around and have as many targets.
I would probably personally lean towards Shakir in this game.
Yeah,
just because I think they're going to put Sauce on Keon.
Yeah,
and Sauce is going to shut him down 60%. He's
going to put the sauce on.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I think Shakir's going to have a big game this week, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, Shakir's the one, not Keon." But that's because it's going to be he's going to have the best on the best, if that makes sense. Like
I don't even know why they keep listing Curtis Samuel here. I don't even know, is he even still on the roster?
He is, but I think it's just
any
because
play time. Like he got no play time.
Oh wow, that's. Elijah Moore was out there for a little bit of the time. He got one pass or something.
I thought he ran the ball once. Yeah, he ran the ball one time for 8 yards, and he had 1 target that he caught.
Yeah. So it wasn't much, but it was something. So I mean,
I'd be willing to put Kincaid out there. He had 4 targets, caught all 4 of them. One was a touchdown, so he did.
One was a nasty touchdown too. By the way, that was clean. Yeah. I'm not even a Kincaid truther, but that was really nice.
Yeah, yeah. Dude showed last week. He's still got some juice.
It definitely looked a lot better last week than I saw a lot last year. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm willing to put Fields out there on the other side of the ball. He's just that type that he can get you a league winning week with his legs. And I think when against Buffalo, he's gonna have to utilize every part of his game.
Yeah.
And so I think it could be a really good. I don't think there's going to be any in between. He's either going to be really good or he's going to really suck.
Really suck. Yeah.
Breece Hall. Oh man, that dude looked so good last week. He is the primary back on this team. He is the best running back on this team. I like Braylon Allen. I think Braylon Allen is going to be a good running back, but he is on a Breece Hall's level.
No.
And so I'm definitely getting Breece Hall out there. Garrett Wilson, yes, please. And that's it, to be honest with you. I don't want Mason Taylor didn't get any. He only got 1 target last week, but he played 88% of the snaps, and his route participation was through the roof.
Yeah.
And so you know, it's kind of like the way we felt about Cade Otton a couple of years ago, where it's like every metric is there that says he's going to be productive. He's just not being productive. So at some point you keep hoping it's going to happen. Yeah. So Mason Taylor is part of everything that what he's doing says at some point he's going to be a tight end you're going to want to play. It just didn't come to fruition last week. So I don't know. I guess if you're desperate for tight end, then maybe you throw him in there because, you know, it's an upside play for sure.
I think there's a lot of other options personally because, I mean, even with Cade Otton, I mean, it took multiple injuries before all of a sudden he had blow up weeks like that we expected. So I don't know. He's super talented. He's definitely out there to be there. We're not going to catch that week. You're going to be lucky if you catch the week.
The week that he blows up will be everybody. That's the week everybody be like, man, I shouldn't have dropped in the waivers.
Exactly. That's what's going to happen, and that's what sucks about some of the tight ends. Sometimes is like you can't call it. You can't predict it. It just happens, and when it happens, you hope you're the one that's lucky enough to have had him in your lineup, so
or at least in your DFS.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Let's skip on up to Philadelphia at Kansas City, a Super Bowl rematch. So Kansas City is going to be coming to that game looking to exact some revenge.
I don't think they can.
I don't think so. The Philadelphia right now look almost unbeatable.
They really do.
Jalen Hurts
with the addition of Tank Bigsby, I think that was the nail.
Took him over the top.
That was the nail.
You're playing Jalen Hurts. He's going to get you his points, whether passing, legs, or both.
Yep.
You're playing Barkley. He's just money.
If you could play half Barkley, you'd still be happy. So
you're still going to play AJ Brown, and you're still going to play Devonta Smith.
Yep.
If Goddard misses, then Smith will probably be really good because every time Goddard is out, Devonta Smith balls out.
Yeah, that's true.
And so for any of the Devonta Smith managers, you're hoping that Goddard misses a game. But if Goddard's not out there, I'm not touching any of the other tight ends. We've tried the Calcaterra thing in the past, and it's like if Goddard's not there, they don't throw the tight end.
Yeah.
And so I'm not messing with any other tight ends if he's out. And here's the thing about Goddard, I need to know before the game that not only that he's playing, but that he's not. Like, I don't want him to be questionable all the way up to game time, and it's like he's going to try to go type shit.
Yeah,
you know, because I don't want to deal with that. So, unless I get some firm news in the next couple of days, I'm probably going to fade Goddard anyway. I'm going to play Mahomes. He looked great last week. He kind of got back in that realm. He was the QB6 on the week in a full PPR. He only threw for 1 touchdown, but he threw for 258 yards. He ran the ball more than he generally does. Somebody, he's not as obviously a statue back there. But most of his mobility is within just trying to get to where he can get a pass downfield to a receiver.
Yeah, it's out to the sides, not down the field.
Exactly. But last week he said screw it and tucked it a few times. So if he's going to do that, it's definitely going to help his fantasy week. I mean, 57 rushing yards, that's 5 points right off the cuff.
That's more than he did. He had 1 week last season where he rushed for 60, but outside of that, 30 is his top for a game.
I don't know what the math is to get 5 points just off of passing yards, but it's a lot more than 57. So
it is a lot more than 57. I think you have to. So 1 every 25. So 125 passing yards. So.
But he looked good. So I'm willing to put him out there. against Philadelphia. The problem is Philadelphia's defense is really good, and as long as they don't have anybody spitting on anybody before the game, they should have it. All their star players on defense. I don't want nothing to do with this fucking backfield. I don't want Pacheco, Hunt, Bashard Smith. I don't want none of it. If I have to play one, it's going to be Pacheco. I do have to play Pacheco in some dynasty leagues because I don't have any other options.
I got Hunt in one dynasty league. I'm playing him this week just because I got no other options.
Yeah.
So,
but if I can avoid it, I'm going somewhere else. I would play Dylan Sampson over everybody in this backfield. I would.
Yeah, no, trust me, I would too. I'm laughing because true.
I mean, what last week Hunt. Pacheco ran the ball 5 times for 25 yards. He did have 3 targets, but he only got you in a full PPR. He did only get you 4.8 fantasy points. So
I mean, and Kareem Hunt only got you very similar, 4.6 on 5 attempts for 16 yards and 2 receptions.
If I can play Pacheco and Kareem Hunt in the same spot, then maybe I can
stack them.
If I can play just Chiefs running back,
just stack
all the points, then maybe I do it. But outside of that,
makes sense.
Hollywood Brown, yes, he's absolutely getting thrown in my lineup. He had 42% of the target share last week. And it just looks like when he's out there, if you go back and look at when he's healthy and out there, freaking Mahomes gets the ball to him. Yeah, it's just what he does.
You think it's going to be the same way if Worthy is healthy and playing out there? I mean, because a lot of that probably came on the shoulder of Worthy being out.
But if you look last year, they played together, and he still targeted Hollywood.
Did he?
So,
okay, I'm just,
devil's
advocate, thinking I know Worthy missed pretty early.
If Worthy misses, he's a smash.
Oh yeah.
If
definitely.
Worthy's out there, he's just a decent player.
He's just a play, yeah.
And that Juju, I'm willing to throw in a lineup if Worthy misses.
Yeah.
If Worthy plays, and I'm probably fading Juju.
Yeah, he had 5 targets last week, which was surprising, but it definitely is.
And if you're already looking for desperation plays, Tyquan Thornton would be a desperation play because they're going to get 2 or 3 deep passes to him over the top. They did it last week. Mahomes wants to hit him for a deep pass, and it's going to happen at some point during the season. So if you get that 60. Yeah, if you get that 60, 70, 80-yard bomb to him that they keep trying to make happen, then you're going to have a good week. But if you don't get that, you're probably not going to be happy with it.
He played 72% of the snaps and had 4 targets. That's pretty good on a guy that, you don't think you don't.
But again, that was after Worthy went out. So if Worthy's there, because Worthy is also that down the field guy.
Yeah, he's the one that gets down there.
Man. Yeah, I'm playing Kelsey, but I'm not going to be happy about it. And it's like, he got a touchdown last week. That was great. But he only had 4 targets. He was only targeted on 10% of their pass plays. And that's not, what we're used to. I will say that the Eagles have 2 weaknesses on their defense statistically, or historically in the last year or so. One is the slot receiver, which is why I like Juju in this game.
Yep.
And one is the tight end. So if you can get some usage, you might, that might be where they target Philadelphia to try to soften that defense up because they're very good on the outside and they're very good against the run.
Yeah.
So, let's see. All right, let's move to, all right, let's hit the primetime games, the Sunday night game.
Oh, we got 2 Monday night games.
Is it 2 Mondays? Okay, yeah, we got a Sunday night and 2 Mondays. So the Sunday night game is going to be the Falcons at Minnesota. I don't want to play Penix this week. Excuse me. Minnesota's defense is just really good, and I like Penix. I really liked what I saw from him last week. And I really liked that he used his legs and his athleticism to make some really good plays and score touchdown and all that good stuff. But I just worry about him against Minnesota. So if I can go somewhere else, I would.
I tried to get Mac Jones, but you took him from me. So, I mean.
I would play him over Mac Jones, just to be fair.
No, I know. It was just,
and I would play him over J.J. McCarthy on the other side of the ball. Although I like J.J., and I think J.J. is going to be just fine as an NFL quarterback. But I need to see if he can continue what he did in the second half of that game because he looked great.
Yeah.
After he threw the pick 6, something clicked.
Yeah. So, the first half of the game, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, they're going to cut this guy tomorrow.
Is this Tua? Like,
shit, he looked worse than Tua.
Is this Caleb Williams?
Is this Caleb Tua?
Yeah, no, it didn't look great in the beginning, and then it was something like you said. After he threw that pick 6, everything kind of just shifted and turned around.
Yeah.
And But it also fell apart on the Bears side too. I mean, Caleb looked decent in the beginning of the game, and then literally shit the bed so hard in the second half of the game.
Don't get me started. I don't want to go to another Caleb Williams. Bijan, I'm planning, but I need to see him run the ball and do it well.
Yeah.
He was great in the pass game last week, and you hope that continues. But I want to see him run the ball and get some big chunks doing that. Hopefully Drake London plays. Obviously, if he plays, he's out there. But Darnell Mooney to me will be a really good play if London's not there, because if you're not throwing to Mooney, you're throwing to Ray McCloud. Was it Caleb Washington, Casey Washington, who he's dealing with an injury. And Kaderil Hodge, which I even forgot he was a thing that existed. So
I didn't, because he was on the team I took over in that 32-man league. So I dropped him with a quickness.
I thought your season was resting on Kaderil Hodge.
Oh no, I dropped him to pick up Juju, and I'm so happy about that.
Man, I was glad
big
you got
upgrade
Juju in that league.
Oh yeah,
Juju is
huge
a commodity.
upgrade. I know. I'm saying.
So yeah, I'm London and Mooney are the only two I'm willing to play, and if London's out there, I'm still willing to put Mooney out there, but it's going to be with a little bit more apprehension.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a good week. I think we're going to be happy with Kyle Pitts this season.
Yeah, he had 8 targets this last game with 7 receptions.
Good. Yeah, he scored you 12 fantasy points in a full PPR. We just want to get the touchdowns going. That's what we need.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We talked about J.J. McCarthy already. Yeah. On the other side, I'm willing to play both running backs.
Same.
Mason and Aaron Jones. I think that Aaron Jones is going to transition to a slot receiver / receiving back. His ability to get out there and run routes and make catches and look and play like a wide receiver really helps this team, especially now with Addison still out with his suspension. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be willing to throw them out there. Justin Jefferson, yes. We'll talk more about Adam Thielen, but I'm willing to play him. And then Naylor, to me, is a sneaky play. Last week, he was targeted 3 times. He caught 1 of them, but he played 88% of the snaps. His route participation was very high. So it's kind of the same thing we're talking about. All the metrics are there that he's involved, or that you expect that he's going to eventually get 5-6 targets in a game.
Yeah.
And so if Atlanta can push Minnesota, this could become a little bit of a shootout, and you hope that they can spread the ball around a little bit more. And then you're playing Hawkinson. So there's that. So we'll roll on to the first Monday night game. That's going to be Tampa at Houston. You're playing Baker. Baker's out there. Dude is money. He had a good week last week. He threw for 3 touchdowns, was very efficient, only 167 yards. He also ran the ball 5 times for 39 yards. So, Baker is sneaky fantasy gold.
He really is.
He is. It's like no one looks on the roster. Very few people look on the roster and they're like, "Oh shit, I got Baker Mayfield." Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like every week, because I know I have him, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I'll look and I'll see him and I'm like, oh, who's my other one?
Yeah.
And I'll scroll down and I'll see who my other quarterbacks are, and I'm like, and I'll look up at Baker and I'm like, yeah, I'll probably just stay Baker.
Yeah, just leave him in there.
It's not, but he. If you look back what he did last year, he should be fought in the same realm as he should be a every week starter, and you don't even question
it exactly.
Unless you got one of the upper echelon guys. You should never bench him. But it still has that feeling that it's like, I don't know, Daniel Jones or Baker Mayfield. Well, it's always going to be Baker, you dipshit.
12 weeks out of 17, he was a top 10 quarterback last year.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and he's already started this season. What was he last week?
QB 12. Last week. So he's top 12. If we go QB 12, then you're looking at 14 weeks last season. So I mean, it's like he was a QB 1 last year. The whole season.
I
mean, you had 3 games you had to worry about.
The season, what, like QB 6 or something?
Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah,
it should just be a set and forget it and not even worry about it. I mean, it really should.
And so I'm having to retrain myself when I only have him in one of my dynasties, and when I go in there to do my lineup and I look at him, I just got to be like, well, there's nobody. I know I didn't pick up Jaden Daniels last week. I didn't pick up Hurts.
Yeah,
I didn't pick up Josh Allen. I didn't pick any of those guys.
You don't have Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I don't have Herbert. Yes, I mean, even if I have Herbert,
I still question it.
Stay with Mayfield.
We're still look at the matchup. It's definitely going to be a matchup.
So Baker needs a little bit more respect when it comes to that. Dude has been money. Bucky Irvin. Speaking of money, that dude's money.
Yeah. Even inefficient Bucky is still good Bucky.
Yeah. He had 14 carries last week. He wasn't great, but he did have 4 targets, and he got the touchdown catch, so it saved his week. And so, there's really nobody behind him that's going to push him. Rashad White's toast. Sean Tucker is not a pass catcher, so it's Bucky's backfield. Roll with it.
Yep.
Mike Evans, he's out there, but I am a bit concerned. He had 8 targets, or 5 catches last week, 51 yards, and he had a fantasy week. But I think the money back in that wide receiver room right now is Egbuka. I don't want to just sit here and constantly just fanboy about Egbuka, but I haven't been this excited about the future of a wide receiver in the NFL in a long time. Like I didn't like Justin Jefferson. I was like, he'll probably be all right. Last year with Malik Neighbors, they'll all probably be all right, and they all turned out great. I'm not saying that Egbuka is better than these guys. I'm just saying that I'm finally starting to see, when I look on the field, what I should have seen in those guys, I'm seeing in Egbuka. I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I have this cynicism against wide receivers for some reason, and Egbuka is stripping away that cynicism, and I just can't get enough of this dude, man. As far as wanting him on my teams and what I think he's going to do in the future, I think he's going to be the next Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase type receiver in the next 3 to 4 years.
He's definitely going to be a top 12 for a long time, in my opinion. I really think it's solidified. I was big watching him coming, and I did limited research. I didn't watch this guy in college, but I mean, it was the same thing with Amon-Ra when I was like, he's just so good.
There's something there.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something there.
It's how he carries himself on the field. It's the way he runs his route. He runs his routes with confidence, with precision.
Definite precision. Timing is on. Yes. Everything's gold.
He has late hands, and it's just everything about his game just says money in the bank.
I just wish that, like, I felt the same way you feel right now. Like, I think Egbuka's a great wide receiver, but I felt the same way about Olave, and I just wish when he'd come into the league, it's not where he's at now.
Olave, I will say this. Olave's very good.
I got him.
Olave's on that same level. He just don't have the team around him.
It's a bad situation he's in.
If Olave played with Baker Mayfield,
we would be
in. But I'll be, to be honest with you, I looked at Olave's college film and I didn't like it. The dude didn't score touchdowns. He didn't have run after catch. He would catch the ball and go down and stuff like that. And I was down on him stupidly, and I faded him in a lot of leagues. But I think Olave, I did like what we can go on a real quick Olave turn. I did like what I saw last week. He got targeted. They were good targets. He had a good week, and hopefully that can continue. But
I'm hoping for it. But I was so big on Olave coming out because it looks so good. His hands, everything. But he's in a bad landing spot. That's the worst part about fantasy is you get.
And that's the hard thing about evaluation too. Like, you watch these guys in college, you're like, yeah, this dude's awesome.
This guy's got talent.
And then he goes to a shit team.
Yep.
And it's like they completely destroy this player.
And then you don't see much of him after that.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I guess he was a bust.
Mm-hmm.
Well, had he gone to a team with competent coaching and quarterback play, then maybe he would have been a star.
All of a sudden he's a top 12 instead of a top 31 or 33 or whatever.
But you're playing Evans and Egbuka. Sterling Shepard is a sneaky play. He had 6 targets last week. He went to college with Baker Mayfield, so they're boys from way back.
They're like besties.
Yeah. And so Cade Otton, man,
I can't. He
was out there for 86% of the snaps. He had 3 targets. He didn't catch any of them.
2 of them were ugly, and Baker was getting hit on one. I know he was going down as he was dumping it out to Cade. It was more of a get rid of the ball kind of situation, and he was the closest one in the area. But one of them he should have caught. I don't know, but even still, if he'd have caught the one, it would have been for like 7 yards, and you'd have been looking like 1.2 points. It wouldn't have been.
That would have been 1.2 points more than he scored, though.
That is very true. That would, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. If you didn't go grab a Fanning Jr. or you didn't go grab Joan Johnson or somebody off of waivers, and you probably are stuck playing Cade Otton.
You're going to have to run him again,
hoping that he can get a couple catches.
Or go grab Baker's Bottom's tight end when we talk about it.
On the other side of the ball, real quick, I don't know, man. C.J. Stroud just hasn't looked good. I'm fading him. I don't want to play him, even against Tampa's suspect defense. I just don't feel good about it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's easy to say don't play somebody until you look at like who you get that's available. So it really would boil down to that. I would play him over McCarthy. I would probably play him definitely over Bryce and stuff like that. But I don't know. CJ Stroud is at the very bottom of quarterbacks that I'm willing to play this week. He's probably the last one that I'm willing to play this week. And so, but Nick Chubb, I'm going to play him against Tampa. He had 13 carries. He played 51% of the snaps last week. He averaged 4.5 carries or yards a carry. So he didn't look bad. I just think that in order for him to be successful, the passing game is going to have to pick it up.
It's going to have to take a step up.
Yeah. So they can't just stack the box against him. And so, but that's out of that backfield. He's the only one I want to play.
Yes.
Nico Collins. Yes, absolutely. I'm putting him out there. Christian Kirk has not practicing. It's not looking good for him to play this week. If he's not playing, I'm willing to put Higgins out there just on a desperation upside play if you can, because he got targeted. They played a tough defense last week against the Rams. And so the defense they're playing this week isn't as tough. And Tampa's going to score points. So they're going to really push these guys. And hopefully this can turn to a shootout and they can get more opportunities out there. But I'm not playing anybody other than Nico with any sort of confidence.
Oh yeah. I noticed we talked about last week when we were trying to figure out the pass catchers for Cincinnati.
It was Noel. Yeah, where I was getting.
No, we're trying to figure out the pass catchers for the Chiefs, and I brought up Justin Watson. And
he plays.
He's with them now. He got 2 targets last week for 46 yards. Like, he ended up with just as many points as half of their other pass catchers. I was shocked when I was looking at Baker's Bottoms trying to come up with something. I mean, Nico had 3 receptions for 25 yards. Justin Watson had 2 receptions for 27 yards.
Yeah.
It's crazy that.
Yeah,
he's not on Baker's Bottoms, but I mean, he's kind of might be a candidate. You're just kind of look at.
He's an honorary bottom.
Definitely, just to look at. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's going to play out that way, but it could. You know what I mean? Like,
if you're super desperate at tight end, Dalton Schultz isn't a bad play. He does get targeted. He had 5 targets last week. He did not have a great week, but it didn't kill you. And so he's going to get targeted again, but just don't expect a whole lot from him. He can get 6 targets, 4 catches, 42 yards, and that's probably going to be his.
That's going to be the
that's a good week.
Yeah.
And so, all right, last game we're going to hit is the Chargers at the Raiders on Monday Night Football, the final game on the slate. Herbert in the lineup. Let's go. Omarion Hampton. I don't know. He played 8% of the snaps. He ran the ball 15 times. He was not efficient. He caught 2 passes. I mean, you're going to play him because he's out there. He's a starting running back. He's got juice. And Vegas's defense isn't great. But it's like I would play Chubb over him.
Yeah, it's based a lot on volume. Yeah, is what it's going to be. I mean, realistically,
but maybe this is the week where he starts breaking out.
He just needs one. We know he's capable. I mean, we've seen his college highlights. He can break away. We just need that one, and that's going to make everybody second guess not playing him, if that makes sense.
And it's Monday Night Football, so he's going to be jacked up. He's playing against his counterpart rookie with Ashton Genty, so he's going to want to go out there and try to show what he's got.
Show up and show out. Yeah.
You're playing McConkey. You're playing Keenan Allen. you're playing Quentin Johnson.
You got to. You can't. You
dude.
can't not play him as much as you want to
Against
hate
Vegas?
it. You can't do it. You really can't.
He had 7 targets, caught 5 of them. 2 of them were touchdowns.
That's insane, man.
Yeah,
and one of them was a legit good. He ran it in like he turned.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you, it looked like he was concentrating so hard on a couple of those catches.
Listen, if you play him and if you go into Monday night and you're depending on Quentin Johnson to win your week, and you need 14 points or so,
yeah,
I would suggest this to you.
Don't watch
the game. Go to bed. You're probably going to wake up and you're going to win.
It's going to be fun. Yeah,
but it's not
going to. He's going to
hate
watching it.
He's going to drop some passes that's going to infuriate you, and then at some point he's going to catch a touchdown pass that's going to save your week.
He looked a lot better this week than I had seen any time in the past. But it did seem like he was constant. I don't know, concentrated. It just felt like he slowed things down some instead of trying to. Last year was, okay, I got the ball, let me turn and run before the ball got there.
Yeah,
this was more of a stop and wait and let it get to me.
He came on a little bit towards the end of last season. I think what he knows is sometimes these receivers, like young receivers like him, who are maligned in the media, who literally become memes in some circles, like he has become, they get scared to make drops because they're worried they're going to get benched.
Yeah.
But I think he's learned that, Herbert likes him. And it's like I said on Tuesday's show, he will drop the most obvious pass that's ever been thrown to anybody in the history of football. He'll drop 2 of them in a row. And then Herbert will throw to him on 3rd and 9 with the game on the line. The next opportunity he can. Herbert don't care.
Exactly.
He's going to still throw to his guy. And that's a good thing because it gives him an opportunity to reestablish himself, to get his confidence back if he has done that. And so I think he knows now, if I do fuck up, it's not going to they're going to just bury me on the bench. So
exactly, yeah.
I'm not. We brought up Disley and Conklin and talking about if Bowers doesn't play their guys, you can grab in desperation. But outside of that, I'm not. I don't want to play
desperation. That's what it is.
I don't want to. I would only play them in that scenario if you wanted to ride Bowers to Monday night and see if you can make it. So I wish I would have wrote down the stats that I heard. But I was going through TikTok, and they were talking about Geno Smith in a dome compared to Geno Smith outside.
I sent you a video of that.
Is that yes?
So he's I got 103.4 passer rating in the dome and an 86.2 passer rating outside of a dome.
But in a dome, his I think it's 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and it's a little over 1-to-1. When he's outside.
Yep.
It's like 1.6. Yeah.
1.6 to 1. Yeah.
It's got to be 1.6. We both.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be. Yeah.
And so he's obviously playing in the dome in Vegas. That's crazy of those stats.
It's like 2 different players.
Absolutely.
When I was reading those saying
it's like you play Geno when he's in a dome, you're going to be happy.
Oh yeah. You're not going to be mad at all. Yeah.
So I'm willing to play Geno. He's in a dome. Genty last week, he had some good runs. Overall, it wasn't the best. He only averaged 2 yards per carry.
I think that's on New England though.
New England's defense
front defense is really good.
I think by the end of the season we're going to be like, that New England defense is pretty fucking good.
And he's a rookie too. And we know how not Bill Belichick, but the Patriots in general have seemed to be able to shut not only rookie quarterbacks but rookie running backs kind of down a little bit. They focus a lot on their defense, and they pretty much. He had 2 good runs that offset his 2 yard per carry run.
Right.
But I think everybody's kind of also they get in this headspace about rookies. Oh, they should have done better, and people are going to be talking about benching him.
Yes,
don't
bench him.
Put him out there.
Look, listen. There's nobody else in that backfield that they're going to put in that's going to do better than him.
Not even going to do half as much as him, or a third as much as him.
He saved his week last week with a touchdown. If they get inside the 5, he's going to get that touchdown most likely.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the way that Pete Carroll wants to play, unless unless it's in a Super Bowl with the game on the line. Then he wants to throw.
Then
the
he's
ball.
like, I don't want nothing to do with my running backs at all.
Yeah. Speaking of Buses Butlers, yeah, because Malcolm Butler was the one who intercepted. Anyway,
oh yeah.
but yeah, Genty, you're going to play, and you're going to hope that he can pick it up. But if worst case scenario, you're hoping for that touchdown to save your week. Yeah, Jacoby Myers looked great last week. He had 10 targets, caught 8 of them. It wasn't like the yardage it wasn't there, but his usage is always going to be there if he's healthy and out there. I need Thornton I need him to be more involved. He had 4 targets, only caught 2 of them, but we were kind of sitting back and like, oh my God, this guy's an athletic freak, and he won the starting job, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, well, show us how good he is. Yeah. Get him involved. I was pleasantly surprised to see Trey Tucker got the touchdown last week, though.
That was a beautiful throw. It was. That was just all around that play. Kind of just it worked out.
I have kept this dude on so many dynasty rosters.
You're never going to put him in your lineup when it matters. I promise
ever.
you. I've had Trey Tucker.
I have him on so many rosters, and I'm just like, at some point he's going to become the guy.
The minute I put him in.
Who was that Titans receiver years ago that it was like year 5 that he broke out? And everybody's like, finally, been waiting on this guy. He's like a number 1 draft pick. He blew ass for 4 years. And then it was like his 5th year. I can't remember. There's no point. I mean, I don't know how to try to look it up. But anyway, that's what I like. I'm waiting for Trey Tucker to like finally wake up one day. And then they're like, oh, this guy is our down the field guy. And he gets 8 targets and, just catches 6 of them for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns every week.
I think it's an O-line thing. It's a timing thing. Like he needs a little time to get down there, and then the quarterback needs to read it. But that play just worked out perfectly. So yes. I was like, of course, I got Trey Tucker on my bench everywhere I have him. Nobody's putting him in on that week, so. But
Myers is the only one of the receiving group I'm willing to play.
Yes,
I need to see more out of the rest. Brock Bowers is the number 1 option on this team for down the field stuff.
The field stuff.
I will say this: if he's not out there, Mayer, I'm willing to play, but it does make things interesting because if Brock Bowers isn't out there, Mayer's not going to make the same down the field plays as Bowers.
Oh yeah. No,
he's going to be more intermediate.
He's going to be the short play or the
over the middle type
stuff.
Typical tight end plays.
Correct.
And it could open things up for Thornton or Tucker. So they could be if Bowers misses, they could be some desperation. If you're going into Monday night and you need a Hail Mary, literally,
like an upside. I need 14
upside
points on somebody projected for 3.
And you've got either Quentin Johnson is an upside play. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who you would have on the other side of the ball that you're hoping could get. But maybe if you got Omari and Hampton, you're playing in a flex, and you're like, this guy could get me 13 or 14, but with Bowers out, Thornton or Tucker could get me 25 on 2 touchdowns. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, but definitely DFS. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, there's that. So we're going to unveil a new segment, and me and Baker are going to go back and forth on what this is, because this is Bus's segment, but this is called Bus's. Oh, are you in the Slack, by the way?
I'm about to be.
Okay, so go ahead and get into the Slack. I forgot.
We'll make sure. You
got. But this is going to be called Bus's Ballers.
Shot caller, 20 and play.
Well, that was supposed to start at the beginning, so we're gonna.
It was perfect.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do it again. Bus's Ballers. All right, there it is. That's what it was supposed to do. Apparently, if I don't let it play all the way through when I'm checking these things out, it just pauses it where it was. So let's learn something new every day. All right, well, the first baller. Now, I want to say that I'm going to tell you who it is. I'm going to read what he sent. But the first baller, Bus's baller, is Hollywood Brown. He's facing the Eagles in a Super Bowl rematch, a game that could absolutely turn into a shootout. This is the necessary option for Patrick Mahomes right now because there isn't much else outside of Juju and Travis. Juju is not a reliable down the field, and Travis has no shot of going down the field whatsoever. This is according to Bus.
I'm liking where this is going here.
The Chiefs will need to score repeatedly this game, and Hollywood is the most likely option. I love it. That
makes sense.
The only concern I have is what we talked about is whether Worthy plays. I don't think he plays.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
but so if he does play, it matters more. So enough said. I don't know. Hey, I can't add nothing to that.
I guess on the other side of that Super Bowl rematch, we got Devonta Smith. People are down on Smith and receiving options for the Eagles. That's the time to jump in. I mean, Jalen Hurts is scared to throw the ball into coverage often, or isn't. Wait, hold on. Is scared? I don't know. I might argue with that one a little bit, but is scared to throw the ball into coverage often, and that's why we see games like last week where the outside receivers have poor production. Luckily, the Chiefs are ranked dead last against wide receivers at this point, and A.J. Brown will draw the double coverage, leaving Smith in some one-on-one matchups that Hurts will have to go to so they can keep pace with Mahomes and Hollywood Brown. Play on that. So if Hollywood's going to have a big one, Devonta Smith's got to have a big one.
Yeah, especially if we talk about if Goddard misses. I don't know the stats for him too. So if Goddard misses, this will actually enhance it too.
It would definitely make it bigger, yeah.
All right, so on a different game, he's got Kayshon Boutte. He says if this shoulder injury doesn't have him limited in the game, Kayshon should be the number one receiver for Drake May, facing the Dolphins that couldn't stop Daniel Jones and Michael Pittman. Right now, the Dolphins' defense is ranked 21st against wide receivers. That number could fall even farther if this team continues to implode.
I need him here to argue a little bit.
Yeah?
I mean, is Kayshon Boutte the number one receiver, though?
Right now, according to the metrics, yeah. I mean, Diggs, you think is going to become that, but based off of last week and the target share and the snap percentages, Boutte is the number one.
Was it?
Yeah.
I missed all of that apparently because I was for some
Boutte
reason,
was the top waiver claim this week based off of the usage he got last week.
And that should definitely be if that was the case. I just for some reason, I guess not watching the game, I felt like there was more to.
Yeah, I didn't see the game either. I had heard a couple experts talking about it, and I'm like, let me go dive into the numbers and make sure.
He had 8 targets. Boutte had 7 targets. So I mean, but Demario Douglas had 7 targets. So I mean,
yeah, but look at the snap percentages. I think that also factors into it.
Demario had 63%. Boutte had 82%. And
right.
Diggs had 40. Diggs wasn't even out there and
right.
still got 7 targets.
So Boutte was out there almost every play. He got the target.
I guess, I missed the percentage, but that's definitely good. Hopefully it balls out.
Yeah.
Next is Breece Hall, which definitely it says he said if this is going to be the new identity of the Jets offense, we're going to see a lot more Breece Hall getting into the end zone. Fantasy football, what's FF?
Fantasy football players.
Okay, making sure. Tend to think a running quarterback draws away from the running back too often, and it does if you have an offensive scheme that allows the quarterback to run often and doesn't leave enough carries for the running back. However, if you have an offensive scheme that calls the numbers of the running backs often enough, running backs succeed at a high rate. So, yeah, I mean, it says facing the Jets for facing Buffalo, who saw last week, and the Ravens executed the worst run defense in the league.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely I'm going to play all my running backs against Carolina and against Buffalo.
And against the Ravens.
And against the Ravens, definitely.
Yeah, based off of what we saw last week, I'm going to need first of all, Carolina's not going to change. They're going to be the worst all season.
They're the bottom of it all. But then Buffalo and Ravens are kind of arguing over who's going to be next to bottom.
Right. We have to also take into account that the Buffalo and the Ravens played 2 very good teams.
Oh, yeah.
And got shredded by each of those teams' offensive. So,
that's true too.
But I love that thing, and I do agree with him because it is true. There is the old adage that if you have a running quarterback, he takes away from your running back. But like Cam Newton supported, like no other running back was good until they got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey did just fine with Cam Newton there.
It was mostly on the back of pass catching though, right?
Well, he also ran the ball. Yeah. they can, if you have a good enough running back, it can help because if you look at Barkley with Hurts.
Oh yeah.
The defense, when they do the read option, they can't just say we're going to go after this guy or this guy. They have to. They have to count for both people. Their attention. Yeah.
Everybody has to be split.
All right. Nick Chubb is his last baller. He says we haven't seen enough from Nick Chubb yet to know if he's truly washed up. Yes, he has had some terrible knee injuries in his career. However, if the average running back in the NFL was just a average human, Nick Chubb is a superhuman. I agree with that.
That's very true.
He is a physical freak, and I believe he's capable of overcoming that even at his age, which, if I may, he put this in parentheses. He's 2 years younger than Derrick Henry and was compared to Derrick Henry all through college.
Hey.
Last week's poor performance was based on game script. The Texans were losing a horrible defensive battle in the game, and if the Texans offense can get to firing like we know they're capable of, Nick Chubb, not Chubbs, will be a huge benefactor or beneficiary. Tampa Bay had the second worst run defense in week 1.
Yeah.
So I like it. We talked about Nick Chubb when we were doing the game, so I completely agree with that.
No, he didn't have that bad of a game. It wasn't super great for fantasy because he didn't get touchdowns.
Oh, my bad.
He didn't get touchdowns, but like efficiency wise, he wasn't that. It was like 4.3 yards a carry or something. So
yeah,
I mean, you can't be mad at that. I mean, you started a starting running back. If he can get you 4 yards a carry,
yes.
I'm sorry you didn't get any touchdowns, but he still did good for you. So,
all right, that was Bus's Ballers.
Wanna be one of my favorite songs as a kid, man. Like,
absolutely.
Like I played that so loud in every vehicle I ever, but man,
bro, I still do.
I still want to be a baller. I still want to.
And a shot caller.
Hey, Bus, put me on your list next week.
All right, we're gonna roll into. Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on here. There we go.
There it is.
We're gonna roll into Daniel's don'ts.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Still
God, that makes me so happy.
I wish that was a tattoo. Like
then I could push a button and play.
Have you ever heard something you just want to be on you? Forever?
That I could turn into a physical representation that I could hold.
I've seen the QR codes that you can scan and go to it. Yes. That would be kind of cool. But like, I feel like I want something that just represented that on me. Like, I just want that.
All right.
Sorry.
My first don't is Josh Downs versus the Broncos. The Broncos are so good against the pass. Downs had a terrible week last week. Pittman is the pass catcher of that game. He's going to be probably covered by Surtain, but keep in mind that the Broncos really played more zone than man last week when they played the Titans, and they're probably going to do the same thing this week against the Colts. And so it doesn't really matter because at some point the corners are going to be covering everybody in the zone scheme. They're not locking one corner on one receiver. Now, if for some reason Pittman starts going ham on them, then they'll switch up the scheme.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden Surtain's going to go there and try to shut it down. But I right now I don't know. Josh Downs has been dealing with some minor stuff injury wise, and it just isn't feeling good with what's going on. So I'm trying to fade him this week. I dropped him actually in a couple of my redrafts just because I just which means he's probably going to get 14 freaking targets and 15 catches.
That's what'll happen, and 11 touchdowns.
The next one we talked about was the Browns running backs. I will add an addendum to this. Outside of Sampson, Dylan Sampson, because they got it's not a Sampson. They got a Sampson and then a Sanders. That's right.
Yeah.
But I would play Sampson in a like double flex league or deep flex if I'm desperate. But outside of that, I don't want anything to do with him right now. Ford looked like garbage can. I think Quinshon Judkins is going to be really good, but I want to see it before I put any faith in it.
Yeah.
And they're playing against the Ravens, so we'll have to see how that goes. And then Calvin Ridley, the Rams are a really good defense, and so they're playing the Titans, and they're at home. They just went in, made Nico Collins look stupid, and the Texans last week, and so I feel like that might be what's going to be going on with the Rams this year. They may have a pretty damn good defense, and Ridley did not look great last week. And I'm not saying drop him. I'm just saying hold, but until they get into some better matchups, because this week's not that week. So
I can get on board with that.
So there it is. My don'ts are Josh Downs, the Browns running backs outside of Sampson, and Calvin Ridley. All right, let's hit on some power bottoms.
Unless they happen to be power bottoms.
What's a power bottom?
A power bottom is a bottom that is capable of receiving an enormous amount of power.
Enormous amount of power.
Yes. So
I cut his short a lot of times because his
it's
cut,
like 12 minutes long of glorious power
Oh,
bottom
It
information.
is it is one of the greatest, whatever's on TV. But yeah, I have to cut it short sometimes.
So we're gonna go right into it. Running back. I'm looking at LaQuint Allen this week, the third string back behind Tayshaun Boutten and behind Travis Etienne. And this is based solely on they traded away Tank Bigsby, who last week played 14% of the snaps, along with LaQuint Allen, who played 14% of the snaps. So I think this kind of gets a little more increased.
Yeah.
And he gets a little more playing time. This guy's owned in 0% of leagues, and he's a rookie. They don't really know a lot of what he's got in an NFL setting.
Yeah.
Last week he had 1 carry for 7 yards and 1 target for 4 yards. I mean, that's not bad for somebody who's fourth on the depth chart in the running back scheme.
Right.
Along with, Tank Bigsby and also Tayshaun Boutten, So I think the guy's going to get.
Wait a minute.
It's not Tayshaun Boutten, is
No.
it? It's Boutten.
It's not Boutten. It's Tootin.
Tootin, that's it. Yeah. Well, Bayshawn Tootin.
Yes.
Tayshaun Boutten or Bayshawn Tootin.
Okay. When you kept
I
first time
reversed
you
it
said
entirely.
I thought you were. My brain was like,
what?
I was like, well, is there another running back on that team I didn't know about? Now I realize you're talking about Tootin.
Bayshawn Tootin, not Tayshaun Boutten. I was close.
You got Les Dixia.
I do have less Dixia. I also can't read stuff right. But yes, LaQuint Allen, I think he's going to have a little more playing time. You got a shot at him. I mean, if he comes out there and gets another 3 carries and averages 7 yards a carry, and one of them happens to be a touchdown, it could work out really well for you.
Yeah.
Against Cincinnati, anything could happen.
Yeah, and the thing is too, Travis. Is it Trevor? Wait a minute,
Trevor.
Is it, which one's with the Panthers?
Travis.
Whatever. Etienne.
Travis Etienne is a Jaguar.
Okay.
Trevor Etienne is with the Panthers.
Okay. T. Etienne.
Yeah. Etienne.
He's not going to get all the work like he did last week every week.
Yeah.
They need to know who they have of these two, whether it's Tootin, Boutten, Scootin, or Boogie.
Bootin, Scootin, and Boogie. Yeah, I get that.
Whoever they got in that backfield, they got to figure out what they got. So if it's Allen or if it's Tootin, they got to start sorting that out. And so I think they're both going to get some work. And, they're both capable of taking it to the house anywhere on the field. So if you get one touch, you could make your week. So
yeah, no, and for a Baker's bottom,
you're just trying to get 5 or 6 points and not get that goose
and not get roasted next week. That's all I'm looking for.
That's what you're looking for. I hear you.
All right, so next I'm looking at Noah Fant. I mean, with the going to on the other side of the ball,
this is going to be your smash.
You think it's going to play out?
Oh,
well?
I think he's going to have a good week.
I mean, last week he finished his freaking tight end 7.5 point PPR. And he had the 1 touchdown. He only had 28 yards, but I mean, their offense is catered around people who can catch, and Gesicki can catch, but he can't block.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be out there near as often as Noah Fant is. And we've seen Fant have some tight end 1 weeks, like lots of tight end 1 weeks over his 5-year career.
Yeah,
since he's been in the league. I just think him ending up at Cincinnati was a really good play. And I think right now nobody owns him, and you can grab him and benefit from that.
And here's the thing, Fant, if he gets the utilization like he got this week, he might be somebody he can play every week.
Yeah, you can ride with him.
Yeah, he might end up being like a top 8, top 7 tight end for the season.
Yeah, and if you're right now, you're in that where you're like streaming tight ends and stuff. If you can grab one that you don't have to worry about for the rest of the season, he could potentially be that one.
Absolutely.
And then my next one, wide receiver wise, he's owned in 7% of leagues right now. Troy Franklin for the Broncos.
Yeah.
He had 6 targets last week. He played 59% of the snaps. He caught 4 for 44 yards. He only got you like 6.5 points and a half-point PPR, but that's still Baker's bottom worthy.
Yes.
And if that carries on, they're playing against the Colts this week. And if the Colts do anything like they did last week, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be both sides of the field. So everybody's going to eat. And I think you want to grab hold to the one that's going to get you some points when nobody else is looking at him, and Troy Franklin can be that guy.
And that Broncos offense did not look good last week, even though they got the W. Cortland Sutton looked okay, but they still haven't solidified that other receiver. Yeah, we thought it was going to be Marvin Mims, but he didn't do jack shit last week. Yep. And then we saw Troy Franklin got some usage. He was the rookie that got drafted last year that we all thought was going, well, not all thought, but
a lot of people thought
in the community thought was going to be a solid receiver, and then he was garbage. And so, it could be that he's starting to emerge, and he could become that second option for the wide receivers. Ingram is also dealing with something. There's a chance that he did have a full practice.
He had a full practice, but I forgot about that. Still, he missed part of the game last week, but it could still be one of those where they don't want to run him out there, whatever the injury was and everything. So.
All right. Well, there it is. Let's roll over to give me a. You got one more. I'm sorry.
No. LaQuint Allen, Noah Fant, and Troy Franklin. Go grab them if you need it. Need it.
Yeah. If you're already in that place, you're needing a Baker's bottom. I feel sorry for you, son. You got 99 problems, but a bottom ain't one.
But a bottom is not one exactly.
All right. Well, give me a. We're going into the smashes of the week.
Yes.
I thought it was the boom, boom, boom. FBI, open up. All right.
I couldn't. I had to go with the yes.
Well, my quarterback smash of the week is Dak Prescott versus the Giants. He did not have a great fantasy week last week, but that was also on the back of CeeDee Lamb dropping 2 fucking potential touchdown catches. Even though it was a murder ball, Jake Ferguson dropped a touchdown as well. And so I think him and CD are going to get things going. The Giants are a perfect team to get stuff going against. They do have a decent defense, but it's a divisional game, and I think they want to get back on track offensively and to start showing that they can go out there and get it done. And like I said, Dak looked crisp last week with his passing. The receivers let him down. So
yeah, no, I can see that. I hope for that.
Yeah,
I have Dak in like 3 different leagues. I'm
having to play Dak because Purdy's out. So
oh yeah, that hurts too.
All right, give me your quarterback smash of the week.
I went easy this week. I went with T-Law against the Bengals. I think you can play any quarterback against the Bengals and win. And T-Law is just barely good enough to give you good smashable
Not Joe Flacco.
Numbers.
He didn't have. What did Flacco put up last week?
I mean, I feel like Flacco still had a good week. I mean, a smashable week for where you would draft him at.
That's true.
I'm not saying like he finished top 3 or anything, but I feel like
you're probably right. It's probably 18 or 19 points. But
that's what I'm saying. Like when you drafted Flacco, like you were not stressed.
Yeah,
you were excited.
If you went no QB and then picked Flacco up off waivers after your draft, you're probably pretty happy about whatever he got.
If you grabbed Flacco with the last pick and didn't even try to grab a QB, he finished with in this league 14.2 points. He did have 2 interceptions though. So
there it is.
That's kind of what hurt it. He would have had 18 points.
And that was against the Bengals. So
that was against the Bengals. So, I mean, I think T-Law might be able to edge that down a little bit and get you 17, 18 points. And for T-Law, that'll be a good week.
Yeah.
Smashable, in my opinion.
All right. Who's your running back smash?
I'm smashing a rookie this week. TreVeyon Henderson against
Love
Miami.
it, dude.
I think
I feel about TreVeyon Henderson the way I feel about Egbuka.
Yeah,
in the running back sense.
I look at the usage last week and look at the gameplay and everything, and I feel like TreVeyon is just edging his way to pushing whatever his face is out of the game entirely. Like
it's what's his lips.
No, it's whatever his face when I say it. It's what's his lip when you say it. It's whatever his face is to me.
Is it Freaky Friday right now?
I think what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. I think TreVeyon Henderson, he looked decent for coming in as a rookie and everything kind of playing out. It wasn't amazing. He wasn't super efficient, but I think that's going to change this week. I mean, they're playing against Miami.
Yeah,
another soft one.
Exactly.
So, and I just think this guy's going to come out. It's going to start in the beginning of the game. He's going to have like a 13-yard run, and everybody's going to be like, "Holy shit! I should have made sure I had him in my."
TreVeyon Henderson is going to be the reason that the Dolphins completely implode. We're gonna come out of week 2, and everybody's going to be like, Holy cow! Mike McDaniel could get fired this week.
Tyreek Hill's going to get traded. They're going to get
to New England.
They're going to put Waddle on IR. It's going to be like an insanity. Like everybody's going to.
Travion's going to run for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, and everybody's going to be like, "Holy crap! The Dolphins are terrible."
Well, he's going to run for 140, and he's going to have 2 touchdowns, but he's going to have 2 passing touchdowns and 60 yards
receiving.
passing.
Oh, he's going to have 2 passing touchdowns.
He might throw 2 passing. I don't know. This game could be crazy. I don't know yet for sure, but it could be. But yeah.
Look, if they come out of New England and they get clapped like they did against the Colts last week, it's going to be red alert in Miami.
It should be a fire sale. They should be getting rid of everybody quickly as they can.
They talked about they got all those calls for Tyreek this week, and they're like, he's not for sale. Next week they're going to be like, they're going to put a for sale sign out front.
He's for sale.
Yeah,
yeah, he's definitely for sale.
What if Tyreek goes back to the Chiefs? All right,
that would be crazy.
My running back smash of the week is one of the Etienne brothers, the one that plays for Jacksonville.
T. Etienne. We're just called T. Etienne.
All right, Etienne against Cincinnati. We talked about how bad Cincinnati is, and I think Etienne's going to have another good week. He looked really solid against Carolina. What he showed last week is that he can run the ball really good against terrible run defenses.
Yes. So he's got a decent matchup there.
Yeah, he's got a decent matchup and a matchup. And so I think Etienne's going to go out there and ball out against Cincinnati. And then I have a weird wide receiver one. I don't know. It's a gut feeling. It's a gut feeling. My wide receiver smash of the week is going to be Adam Thielen versus Atlanta. Atlanta's secondary is kind of garbage can McGee. Last week, Baker put up 3 touchdowns and didn't even have to break 200 passing yards to do it. Thielen worked in the offseason up in Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy, so it's not like they're not 100% familiar with each other. Last week, he wasn't heavily involved in that offense, but I think this week is, it took J.J. throwing that pick 6, something clicked, and all of a sudden, that dog that they say he got that dog in him, that dog showed up, and he got mad, and he made some big plays against a really good Bears defense last week. And then the Atlanta defense is not as good as that Bears defense, especially in the secondary. So I just think that JJ is going to be rolling into this game after that dub, even though it's on the road. But the other side of the coin is Thielen played for Carolina for 2 seasons. For 2 seasons. Yeah, 2 seasons. And he knows Atlanta. He knows these people. He's played against them, and he ate against Atlanta last season when he played for Carolina. So he's going to be able to impart some knowledge about the Atlanta players and their schemes onto the Minnesota team, and he's going to be able to go out there and just. I think he's going to go out there and remind everybody that he may be 175.6 years old, but he's not dead yet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
he did get the 2-point
conversion.
He's
virtually free. He's probably on most waivers. So.
He got the 2-point conversion last week, and I think it's more of they're going to utilize him in that real tense situation when shit has to happen.
Yes,
Thielen's going to be involved, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So. I think he's Aaron Jones caught that touchdown. You're not going to get a deep touchdown pass from Aaron Jones every week.
Yeah, no.
And so I'm not saying that was a fluke. Aaron Jones is a great receiver. He runs great routes, and that was a really good play. Did you watch the video I said of the breakdown of that?
The breakdown of that, yeah.
I love those. Great. I love when people break. Anyway, I'm going off on tangent, but I just think that this is going to be Thielen's week. I'm not saying that every week's going to be Thielen's week. I think this is going to be Thielen's week.
This is going to be his week. Okay. Well, I got another kind of, I don't know. He had a good week last week, but I think a lot of people kind of fell off of him from last year, mainly because he was a rookie. But I got Marvin Harrison this week.
Okay.
And playing against Carolina, of course, another soft defense. But
absolutely,
I think they're still going to throw the ball to him, even when they're ahead. He's still going to be utilized. He's still going to be used. James Conner's going to have a good week. Everybody's going to still have a decent week, but I just feel like
James Conner's going to have a career week.
The best week of ever. Yes. Trey Benson may have a career week too. I mean,
who's their third string? Michael Carter, is he still there?
Yeah, I don't think he is, but he might still have he might still have a career
their
week.
Third string running back is, make him an honorary bottom.
It's honorary bottom. That was the title of my. Well, we'll talk about that later.
This is your 4th sex tape, I'm pretty sure.
Bam Knight is the 3rd, and
I've never heard of Bam Knight.
Amari Demercado.
Oh, Demercado is going to have a good week this week too.
Demercado will probably blow it out too. But
you heard it here first. Oh, speaking of that, pause. Where we are, this show, and I'm pretty sure it was Matt Baker, but one of us are the first ones that made the joke that Christian McCaffrey was siphoning power from other players to stay uninjured. That was our joke, and now everybody's making that joke. It started here. We broke that weeks ago.
You sent me a video, and I've gotten 3 videos so far this week of other people that are sending me the same similar shit. So with everybody else,
the footballers are all on it. It started here. Everybody stole from us, so they don't even know it.
They have no idea. They heard it on a podcast. Yes. That's all I know.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so I think Marvin Harris is going to have a good week this week. I think it's going to be 20 plus. I think it's going to be a big week.
I love it.
I'm smashing on Marvin Harrison this week.
I'm in a dynasty where I'm in year 3 of a rebuild. I thought I needed one more year.
Hey, I'm in one of those too.
But I won last week.
Yeah, I did too. You commented on my win too.
Yes, so I'm projected to win this week.
Oh, nice.
And Marvin Harrison is my top receiver in that league.
Same.
And so I love basically I'm get to is I love because if I win a few more games, then
it's time to go all in.
Yeah, I'm going to start trading away picks.
Look, I'm in double come like our league and all.
Wow, you just going to throw it out there on the pod.
Right now.
DC homie,
I had it.
Anybody who wants to know why it's called that, just real quick, it was we're in a meme group. We created a fantasy league because of a meme group. But in the meme group, somebody found a pornographic DVD on a sidewalk in like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And the name of
Texas.
No, it was I'm pretty sure it was in LA.
It was in LA.
But it was either Texas or LA, one of the two. And they found this, it was just sitting there, and they picked it up, and it became like the idol of the meme group. And the name of the DVD was Double Come.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I created the Dynasty League.
Dynasty.
Yes, it's Double Come Dynasty.
Yeah.
So.
And I should not be competing this year. I still got one more year.
Oh, I know.
And all of a sudden, everything
you were the number one scorer last week.
All the stars aligned. I mean,
but you drafted
the last 2 years.
Good.
The last 2 years, I drafted really good.
You got your team's going to be fucking dangerous.
I grabbed Bowers I grabbed Marvin Harrison last year. I grabbed Ibuka this year.
I know.
I grabbed
I tried to trade 7 times and you keep rejecting them.
I can't. It's all coming.
See,
double.
My team is, if I don't win this year, I got to tear it down. I got all the old heads.
Well,
I got like Josh Jacobs and fucking Travis Kelce.
Hit me up.
Yeah.
Well, because this is the league that my whole draft got screwed up initially when we started.
And I have no picks until 2027.
I might be able to help with that.
Well, look, if you keep winning. Oh, I won last week, but if you keep winning and I start losing, hey, I'll be selling off the Mike Evans.
We can figure it out.
Yeah, I'll be selling all these old motherfuckers off because I'm gonna have to start getting some picks. Anyway, back to
it. Same game for me.
So
my tight end.
So remind us who your wide receiver was.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is my wide receiver smash. Same game. Opposite side of the ball.
By the way, Jordan Love just threw a touchdown to Romeo Doubs.
Nice.
I picked Romeo Doubs as my captain in my.
And also, Jaden Reed is questionable return with a shoulder injury. So.
Nice. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm going the opposite side of this ball. Last week when the Cardinals played against the Saints, they gave up 10,000 yards and 100,000 receptions to Jawan Johnson.
That's pretty close. Yes,
the tight end.
I think it was like 10, but
it's close. That's a lot. That's a lot.
10 targets, 8 catches, but 1,000, whatever.
But I'm on the other side of this ball, and I think if Carolina's going to keep it anywhere close, I think Jatavian Sanders is going to be more involved this week.
All right,
and I'm smashing on it. I think this week is going to be the week where everybody's like, we saw him do good last year, we wanted him to do good this year, and last week Carolina just looked in flux. Everything was kind of all over the place, and I don't feel like that's what the Carolina Panthers are. And it's not just because it's your team. You watch stuff, and sometimes they just have bad games.
Yeah,
and I think that this is going to come together a little more, and Jatavian Sanders is going to be a big part of it, along with Ted. And I mean, but I think Jatavian's going to have a big week. He's going to have like 6 catches. He's going to get a touchdown.
I love it.
We're looking at like 12 points, 13 points. out of a tight end that nobody's even rostering, really. So
Yeah.
I'm smashing this week on Jatavian Sanders.
My tight end smash real quick is Benton Strange against Cincinnati. We just talked about it earlier. Cincinnati is horrific against
Everybody.
tight ends specifically too. They're the worst.
I know, yeah.
So Benton Strange, I think I pulled 2 out of this game, Etienne and Strange. I think Jacksonville's going to eat this week. You got Trevor.
Yeah, I got Trevor, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a big game.
So there it is. I got Dak, Etienne, Thielen, and Strange are my smashes. Hit yours one more time.
T-Law, Trevion Henderson, Marvin Harrison, and Jatavian Sanders.
All right. Well, there it is. There's that. Hit me a sounder. We're going to roll into our DFS real quick, and then we're going to get out of here.
Bruh.
All right. For anybody that cares, we're going to try to do this. Last week, we were both terrible, but Matt did win.
I pulled the victory out by 2 points. I think
2 points. It was like 102 to 100. Which, if anybody plays DFS knows
terrible.
that's terrible.
You're like, what?
There's no point in rehashing what we did last week.
No.
Going over it, we're just going to move on.
Just know that Michael Pittman Jr. won me the match. That's really what mattered. He's the only fire I got on the whole DFS lineup. So.
I didn't even go look. I think I probably had all cold. All right. So this week, though, I'm going to do better. I got Drake May at quarterback. Again, I like to go cheap, and then at quarterback and tight end. I like to go cheap at quarterback, tight end, and defense, and then spend everywhere else. But either way, I got Drake May as my quarterback. My 2 running backs are James Conner. Of course, it's against Carolina. You got to play whoever's playing against them, and then Christian McCaffrey. Look, he's 7,500. He's by the end. If he continues playing the way he played last week, he's going to be 10,000.
This is cheap now. You got to get him while you can.
You got to get him while you can. They're playing against New Orleans. New Orleans was not, let James Conner get a ton of points last week. So my wide receivers are Hollywood Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Juju Smith-Schuster. I had to spend down on Juju because I spent up in my flex. So anyway, so I think Juju's is 4,000. For anybody who knows, in cash games, you're trying to get 2 to 2.5 what you spend. So if you spend 4,000 on somebody, that's 4 points. You want to get 8 points, and in tournaments you want to get triple. So triple would be 12 points, if that makes sense. Just like McCaffrey is a 7.5.
You want 22 points out
22
of him
points roughly. Yeah. So that's how you kind of think when you're doing DFS. Anyway, so Juju, CeeDee Lamb, and Hollywood Brown are my wide receivers. And then my tight end is Juwan Johnson for 3,600. He's super cheap. Yeah, he's playing against a tough defense with San Francisco, but he was a target hog last week, and I think he's going to be a target hog this week. And I like that production, especially at 3,600. I just need Holman to get me basically 10 points, and I'll be happy. And then my flex is Jahmyr Gibbs against Chicago. They're at home. They're looking to bounce back after getting clapped by Green Bay, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a big week for 7,400. And then my defense, I went with the Saints defense. It's $2,500. They're playing Mac Jones, who's a backup quarterback. Yep. And so again, I go for the cheapest defense that I think is going to have the best chance of getting me. I don't know. I need like 7 points from them. So
let's talk about overlap. I got Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
I got CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
And I got the Saints defense.
All right. Everything else is different.
Everything else is different, but typically we don't overlap a lot. And that's a lot of overlap.
We do on defenses because we have the same defensive
we have
philosophy.
the same ideas, but this is that's a pretty decent overlap. 3 players out of it, but I have a
so I can just go ahead and let me change that.
You go ahead and change all that. I have a super cheap, and I played a stack this week. I
did play a stack. No, I'm sorry, I did not play a stack. Go ahead.
I went with a super cheap stack. I'm sticking by my Jatavian Sanders, and I stacked him with Bryce Young. $5,100 for a quarterback. I only need him to get 10,000 points, and
not 10,000 points.
10 points, excuse me. Pretty close to that. Last week he got 11.2.
I will say this. I'm going to be on the record. If they score 10,000 points, I'm losing. I'm going to tell you right now.
If they score 4,000 points, you're losing.
But we're going to make money because I'm trying to play both of our lineups every week in the tournaments.
But I got Bryce Young and I got Jatavian Sanders as my stack. That's my tight end. I think he's $3,100. He's cheaper than your tight end. He's super cheap. Nobody's looking at him, and this is going to be a good week.
I didn't even. He wasn't even on my fucking radar.
I feel like it's going to be a good week for him, and it's going to work out. Like I said, we crossed over with Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
I'm riding the train. I got Javonte Williams, $5,800.
Choo choo.
Yeah. he had a big week last week. And he's playing against a soft defense in New York Giants.
Yeah.
For the running back so
Right.
far this year, and I think he's going to have another big week. I think they're going to give him the ball. He's going to do well. And I'm riding the downside. Jamar Chase is going to blow it up this week.
Yeah.
He had a trash can week last week. This week's going to make it all up. Everybody's going to be like, oh, there's Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Even against a tough defense.
I wanted to play
care.
Chase. I just couldn't do. I picked CD. I was either going CD or Jamar, and I picked CD.
I doubled him up. I got CD and Jamar.
Yeah, so you got something cheap somewhere.
I went super cheap, and this is the guy that I watched the game. I watched the Bears game.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Caleb Williams fall apart, and I
Zacchaeus.
watched I played Zacchaeus.
You motherfucker!
I did. I put Zacchaeus in
That's a
at
good play.
$3,600.
That's a damn good play.
That guy got
He would've
targeted like 7 or 8 times.
it was
It's
a lot.
just, and it could easily become bigger plays. So
Yeah.
I put Zacchaeus in as my third wide receiver, and then as my flex. Never going to guess it, but I got Garrett Wilson, not Zach Wilson. I don't know. I was almost going to choke myself right there for saying I saw Wilson.
Here's the thing: there's actual reports that because Zach Wilson's to his backup.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's any truth to it, but there's murmurs that Zach Wilson may get the start.
It's called chitter chatter.
No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
But yeah, no, I got Garrett Wilson as my flex because I'm loving what's going on with Justin Fields. I wanted to put him in, but
Yeah.
Bryce was so much cheaper.
Yeah.
While I feel like I think that Justin Fields is going to have a better overall, but I think for the
money.
play, for the money I'm
yeah.
spending, I think I can get more out of Bryce. So that's where I went with him. So. But yeah, that's my whole team. I got Bryce Young, Christian McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, then Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Zacchaeus. Jatavian's
Zacchaeus with the Bears.
Zacchaeus, yeah. And then Jatavian Sanders, Garrett Wilson, and the Saints defense. I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah, I got Drake May, James Conner, Christian McCaffrey, Hollywood Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't like doubling up on the KC receivers, but whatever, it was 4,000 that I had to make it happen.
You got to get them points. Yeah.
Jawan Johnson at my tight end, and then I got Jahmyr Gibbs and the Saints defense. So there it is. There's week 2. Looking at week 2 is in the books. Hope you guys have a good fantasy week out there. Unless you're playing me, then you can fuck off.
That's what I said last week too. Yeah, you can fuck off.
But if there's anything we say or do helps you get that average place in your league, that means we did our jobs. Because when you finish average, Matt,
You don't lose.
that's 100% right.
And you don't finish last. And you
Yeah,
don't,
yeah.
people
That's
don't
right.
make fun of you.
You don't have to do the punishment if
Yeah,
your
you
leagues
don't
with
have to deal
punishment.
with none of that shit.
And so we're just trying to get you out of the bottom.
Yep.
We're not going to carry you to the top. We're just going to leave you in the middle.
Exactly.
So y'all be good out there, and we'll talk to you next week.
Later.
Holla.